Okay, so I'm going to do a video just changing a tire and a mousse. And this is just using normal tire levers. I don't have a bead breaker or anything like that, but it's actually not too bad to do. Just get this. This one's only got one rim lock. I never really find a need for two rim locks unless you're running stupidly soft mousses. But I'm not at that level of a rider. I don't need that. You'll see even if you push it, you can even get the bead to go down. And this mousse is actually really hard. It's not a soft mousse at all. Just want to get the bead down a bit. And then I find the easiest way to get it in from opposite side. Push it in, get it all the way in. We use three tire levers. And do it somewhere near the rim locks. If the rim lock's here, don't do it with the rim lock this side. It needs to pull the tire in. Do it with the rim lock on this side, either that side or that side. Okay, just a case of let's work the three loose. Okay. And then what I find, is the easiest thing to do, I've got a very sharp tire lever, which I could just push in, and then that lifts it up so that I can get the tire lever in. Thing up. One thing I saw in a video once is that if you battle too much with doing this, then you're doing it wrong. So if you find you're wrestling with it, then you're definitely doing something wrong. So it's all about finding that right technique that is going to get the tire off and back on again. I've got the rim lock there. Let me just go this side. Yeah, if you've got an Anaconda or one of those type of tire machines, it's a lot easier, but it's not really necessary. So you don't have to spend too much. You can make something like this, and it works quite well. Just turn the tire over and then push it down so you get the tire right down and the mousse out. So the tire comes down. It's just pushing the mousse all the way around with the tire. This part gets a bit tricky. Use like two tire levers because now we want to get it over the rim lock on that side. So I want the rim lock all the way in that way. So when I put the tire down, it goes. See, that didn't work, and the one goes flying. But eventually get it there. Let's try this one. So it's just ready to try and I'm just trying to catch the rim lock underneath here. So that it holds the rim lock, and then the tire can go past the rim lock. See, like that. Now the rim lock's loose. From here, you just got to get your tire levers in, get them down past the rim there, so that you can pull like that, and then you can even use another tire lever. I've got to hook it on that side, and you'll see the tire comes off quite easily. Not so bad. Just got to watch the toes. Now, I've got a brand new tyre that I need to put on. Probably have to put a bit of lube on this mousse. And by the way, this is a Dunlop mousse that I'm running on these tyres. And this Dunlop mousse I've been running for over 4 years already. The same mousse on the rear. But I do change the tyre every probably 20 hours. It goes through a tyre. And then, so it always gets lubed up every time when I change it. So there's different ways you can do this. I like to put gloves are a good idea. Don't get your hands all full of this mousse lube, which is a pain. Get it in the right fingers in the right hole. Glove hole I'm talking about. So what I normally do is I spread some mousse lube on the inside of the tyre. Because just the lube getting dry, mousse getting dry is going to destroy it. And that's where I find a lot of mousses, if the mousse is too soft as well, you'll find that when you hit rocks hard and it compresses like that, it actually pinches the mousse against the rim. And then you get these cuts on the side of the mousse. So yes, the faster you ride, the harder you ride, yeah, the mousse is not going to last as long. Unless you are really, really smooth, and you cannot have those impacts. But a lot of times it's not avoidable. Okay, so just put mousse in there, get this mousse out. And then what I do is I just put a bit of lube around the mousse. Just make sure it's covered everywhere. I've seen some people will wash all the old lube off, but I mean, I've been doing this, like I say, for over 4 years with this exact same mousse, and it's still works. It's softened up a bit over time. It was very hard when I first got it. I think it's a 0.8 bar mousse, but when you're running a tyre that's as soft as a Dunlop, I don't think you really need to have extremely soft mousse. Let's just pop in the mousse back in. Make sure you get it all the way in. Okay. Don't want to get... You can get a little bit of mousse lube on the end there just so the tyre can seat, but some people will spray different fluids on there which help just to get the tyre to seat. But also what I've done is I've actually got the valve stem still in the rim. So if you have a look here, I still keep the valve, so you can see the valve's in, and I can use the air to set the tyre. Okay, I've lost, oh, both pieces have come off. Okay, so let's just pop these out. Put those back on afterwards. Okay. Oh, I don't like it like that. Maybe put one of them in. Prefer to have it resting on there. I managed to get almost the perfect size of this rod that goes through, but there's no hardly any play on the rim, especially when you've got to bend it around and try and get everything in. And also I don't like using the gloves when I'm trying to fit it. I find my hands slip all over the place. Okay, so fitting, just make sure your direction is right. The sprocket on, the tyre is going to go that way around the wheel. So just make sure that the arrow is pointing the same direction. There. So we can see we've got rim and the arrow going the right direction. Okay, so now what you've got to do here, this part used to be a bit tricky. You've got to try and get the lock in. So from the bottom, you've got to get the edge of the tyre in between the rim lock and the rim at the bottom. That's the first part you've got to get right. Sometimes it gets a bit tricky and you don't get it in. And then what I do, try and get as much force as you can against the tyre. Use my body, because these things pop off quite easily as you start trying to get it on. And I also like these levers with a bend. I just find they work a lot better. So you put both on and put it down. This one's slipping. I don't know why it's slipping like that. And just see that it goes on. Get it a bit further. That one a bit further. This takes a little bit of effort. Okay, almost there. Let's get it up. It's just too far. And there. And the tyres on that side. So, bird going. Right, this is a tricky part. Let me just try this. So you can do it like this, but this is just gets complicated because you don't have enough hands to work. So you got to kind of get these over. Try and balance it on your arm. Okay. Now we want the rim lock to go in so they can go past. So you kind of need a lot of arms here. And I'll just feed the tyre around a bit to get it to pull in. Go there, I can see the tyres pushing in between the rim and the rim lock. Okay, and I've got this, which just hooks in and it holds the bead in place there. And then if you've got two tyre levers, this actually goes quite quick. You'll see now this one, you've got to try and get the tyre in there because you want the tyre to pull into the centre of the rim, otherwise you could end up tearing the tyre. Okay, almost there, and the last bit. So, not so bad. Okay, so now what I normally would do, tighten this a bit, because if I blow air in here, it is going to get some air in the compressor. the noise. I'll make it tight, but not stupidly tight. Okay, should have enough pressure, I'm not sure yet. You can see the beads all inside the tire there. I'm going to get that out to seat it properly. Okay, I don't think I've got enough pressure in this. No. Let's run it a bit longer. Coffee break. Get a bit more pressure. Okay, let's see now a little bit more pressure. Okay, we are losing air out there by the jump. Come on. Put it out quite a bit of a distance. There we go. As you can see, it popped up quite easily. This is all out. Check the bottom, make sure it's all right. Yes. Okay. It's a nice way to save money. You don't have to take a bike in for everything. And yes, it does take a bit of time to learn how to do this. I mean, it wasn't like the first time I did it, I got it right. I think the first time I did a tire, it took me about an hour and a half to get one tire on. But over the years and many tire changes, I can do it now. And so can you. Great. And there we go. Thanks for watching.